Hello. Puppets are all feeling a bit fed up today. They said they're totally fed up with everything and they want a complete change in their lives. So I sent them off with some paper and a pen and asked them to draw what they would like to do if they could do anything in the world. Didn't I? So let's have a look and see what Bert chose. What's it going to be? Oh, he said, I think we might be surprised. It's a cowboy. Oh my goodness. Wow. You really want to be a cowboy, do you, Bert? Right, let's ask Bert why he wants to be a cowboy, shall we? Oh, he really likes horses. He said he'd be able to ride a horse all day and it would be in a lovely hot country because he's fed up with the cold. Anything else? Oh, he said he likes cows as well, which is quite important, isn't it? Let's have a look. Wow, looking good. Yeah, gets on well with the cow. But would there be any drawbacks being a cowboy? Do you think? I can think of quite a few. I think riding on your horse all day, you might get a bit of a sore bottom, mightn't you? What else? Oh, yeah. Bert has thought that actually he would probably have to be a cowboy in America, and America is quite a long way away, and he would miss everybody. Is that right? Anything else? Oh, it also might get too hot and quite dusty, so you might have to have another think, I think. Yeah, that would be a big change, wouldn't it? Right, let's go and have a look and see what the others have chosen. Right, we've got Cookie Monster coming up next. Cookie Monster. Right, okay. Oh, we said I did say he could say anything. Well, I did, didn't I? So, have you chosen something really good? Look. Ooh, my goodness. Astronaut. Wow. Well, he does like playing with his space toys, so I suppose I should have guessed. Wow. My goodness. Right, well, that would take an awful lot of training, Cookie Monster. Would you do the training? He says he would. Right, so what would be good about being an astronaut? Oh, he thinks that the Earth would look really fantastic from up in space. I'm sure it would. And it would be very exciting, wouldn't it? What else would be good? Oh, he'd like to do the weightlessness thing, and he likes the spacesuit. Let's have a look. Well, I haven't got a spacesuit. Uh, oh, about that. Looks a little bit like a space helmet, doesn't it? Are you all right in there? Yeah, no, he definitely likes it. Yeah, that's looking very good. But would there be any negatives to it? Things that wouldn't be quite so good. Let's just take your helmet off, shall we? Oh, oh, breathe a bit better, can't you? Yeah, he says that perhaps you wouldn't have the food that he has when he's here on Earth. I think you like your food, don't you? Anything else? Ah, you would feel a bit lonely, you think? Because even though you might be with somebody else, you'd be a long way away from your friends and your family. Yeah, that was a little bit like Bert, wasn't it? Yeah, that would be a problem. Perhaps have another think, I think. Let's finish off with Ernie, shall we? all chosen really interesting things, haven't they? Look, see what Ernie's chosen. Right. So we've had astronaut, we've had cowboy. You've got something really good? Oh, says he's a bit shy about it. Right, let's have a look. Sure, it can't be that bad. Oh, wow. You'd like to be a clown. Gosh, well, you'd have to join the circus, Ernie. Well, I can see that would be very exciting, wouldn't it? Going off in your caravan, travelling around the country, meeting lots of interesting people. What else would be good? Oh, what, having popcorn, because they sell popcorn at the shows. That would be popcorn would be good, wouldn't it? Oh, being able to do silly things and not getting told off for it. That all sounds very good. Um, oh, you'd have to like having custard pies thrown in your face, wouldn't you? And you think you like that? Would like that. Oh, well, shall we give it a little go? Shall we? Are you ready? No, you're not ready. Well, here it comes. Here it comes. Well, I wouldn't be so mean, would I? It was actually more. I wonder if Ernie enjoyed that. Oh, he likes it even more. I think there might be some negatives, though, to being a clown, don't you? I mean, actually, driving round the country in a caravan, I think you might get a bit fed up with it, mightn't you? You might want to have your own little space and your own bedroom back again, and perhaps wake up and see the same place now and again would be nice, wouldn't it? Anything else? Well, you might not feel like being funny all the time, that's true. You might be having a bit of a sad day, but you'd still have to go out and be funny, wouldn't you? Ah, you'd be away from home for quite a long time, wouldn't you? Yeah, I think that would be very difficult for all of us, wouldn't it? Right. Well, they sound like they've all got that problem, don't they? That if they have a big change like that, it sounds like it's friends and family that they're going to miss most of all. Well, today we've got a story, and it's all about big changes, and it's all about Jesus had started his ministry on earth. Do you remember the last time when I was doing a junior church video? I told you all about when John the Baptist baptized Jesus, and we said actually it was a big beginning for Jesus because there was Jesus saying, "Here I am the Messiah," and there was God saying, "This is my son." And of course, once that had happened, then everybody knew that Jesus was here. And of course, Jesus had to start his teaching then, and he couldn't do it all by himself. So very quickly, he had to find some helpers to help him. And this is when he started to choose his disciples. So today's reading is from Mark, and it's all to do with Jesus finding his disciples. I'm just going to read you this little bit out of the Bible, and it's Mark chapter 1. One day, as Jesus was walking along the shores of the Sea of Galilee, he saw Simon and his brother Andrew fishing with a net, for they were commercial fishermen. Jesus called out to them, "Come, be my disciples, and I will show you how to fish for people." And they left their nets at once and went with him. A little further up the shore, Jesus saw Zebedee's sons, James and John, in a boat mending their nets. He called them too, and immediately they left their father Zebedee in the boat with the hired men and went with him. Oh my goodness. So one of the first disciples that he chose were actually fishermen. And Jesus asked them and they came straight away. My goodness, they didn't even hesitate. It says they left their nets at once. And then when it was James and John, it said they immediately left their father. Now, they didn't stop and think, my goodness, what are we letting ourselves in for? They made up their minds immediately, and that was exactly what Jesus wanted. He didn't have time for people to go home and have a think about whether they wanted to be his followers or not. He needed his helpers, and he needed to have them now. Now, I think that took an awful lot of courage, and it also took a lot of faith and trust in Jesus, didn't it? Because they knew that if they followed Jesus, they would be all right. But Jesus wasn't saying to them, everything's going to be easy. He was saying, it's going to be hard work, everything's going to be new. And I can't say that when you'll come back to see your parents and your friends, so you're giving up everything that they knew, their fishing job. But he did try to make it a little bit easier for them, didn't he? Because he said, you will be fishing for men. Now, obviously, he didn't mean that they were going to be fishing in the sea for men, but what he meant was that we're going to be making more people followers of Jesus. Now, we know, don't we, in the stories that we've had not so long ago, that many people in the Bible were told to respond to God or to respond to Jesus, and they did so immediately. So we remember before Christmas when the angel visited Mary and the angel told her of the most amazing thing that was going to happen to her, that she would have God's son. And Mary responded immediately, didn't she, to say that yes, she would do that. And then when John the Baptist was given his job to prepare the way for Jesus, now he had to go through quite a lot of suffering to do that, didn't he, out in the wilderness? And later on, he was thrown into prison. But he didn't hesitate, did he? Because he knew that this work was important and that God was calling him to do it. Now, even in modern day life, there are many people who've been called to go out and do work for Jesus, for God, and they have done it despite the hardness that it might have caused them. And so it isn't always easy being a Christian, but sometimes we have to respond to change whether we like it or not, and we have to try to do the right thing. Now, I know that I don't always do the right thing. When I do the right thing, I often don't know that I've actually done it. But I have to say, when I do the wrong thing, I usually do know that I have made a mistake or I've left something undone. And that gives me something that I need to go away and have a think about. So that's what we're thinking about today, really, is making a bit of time just to think what's being asked of us. Is it going to be a big change? Or is it going to be a small change? Could it be that we need to spend a bit more time reading the Bible or just talking to God through prayer or perhaps just showing kindness to other people? Now, I think you'll know what it is that you're being asked to do if you spend a bit of time thinking about it. So, I've got one more thing to do before we finish, and that is we're going to make something that will help you to remember the story. So I'm going to try and make this fishing mobile. Now, because you're at home at the moment, you might have a little more time to spend making something like this, and then you can find somewhere nice to hang it, and it will perhaps cheer you up as well in these darker months. So I'll be back with you in a minute while I get the things out, and then we'll work out how we make it. So you will need a kitchen roll, and you can squish it and cut it in half. So you'll be able to make two fish out of that kitchen roll. Now, I'm going to show you quickly, then I'll do it again slowly so you can see. So the first thing we're going to do is to make the fish's head. So I'm going to cut a little curve there, a little curve there. There's the fish's head. Now we need to make tail. So I'm going to do a little slit there, not right into the middle, but almost, and then the other side there. It's still joined together there, look. And then I'm going to cut a triangle shape out, which will make the rest of his body. There's one bit. And there's the other bit. So there's your fish. You can squash him out and make him nice and fat. Just going to show you that again, because you might want to mark it out with a pen, just in case you get in a muddle. So we're going to do the fish's head first. So really just cutting the corners off there, making it a bit rounded. And then, do you remember how to do the tail? 2 lines, not right across though, like that with a little gap. And then made it into a little triangle. So first of all, I cut my 2 lines. And then I can cut the rest of the triangle out. There we go. And now all you've got to do is to paint your fish. And paint them standing up, let them dry, and then you can put the patterns on afterwards. Pretty easy, isn't it? There we are. They look good, don't they? I used acrylic paint and it makes them just that little bit shiny, which makes them look a bit better, I think. And then the next thing you've got to do, and you might need a little bit of help with it, is to thread some cotton through at the top and hang them at different levels on your, well, I used the coat hanger, whatever you like. There you are. So good luck with those. I'm sure they'll turn out really colourful if you spend a bit of time doing that.